Welcome to Lyric Lab Poetry. My name is Martin Jago, and in this video we are visiting my old stomping ground of London, a most vibrant city culturally, artistically, and of course poetically. It is both an ancient city and a modern city. Wherever you go, just check out the buildings. You'll find blue plaques above the buildings commemorating famous former residents. This one in Covent Garden dedicated to Charles Dickens, and a short distance away I found another just outside Embankment Tube Station dedicated to Rudyard Kipling. You'll find very unlikely businesses named after famous poets and pubs named after famous 17th century actresses. This one just around the corner from the Poetry Society Cafe. Check out online the opening hours, as it is only open for Poetry Society hosted events, but well worth a visit. Now, as I head across town to North London, a great example of public art are the poems on the Underground. This one by Budiega Odebanjo, who sadly died at the age of 27 back in 2023. As I pop up for air, around the corner from Daunt Books in Hampstead, you will find a slice of English countryside where you can imagine famous poets wandering and composing lines of famous poetry. Poets like John Keats, who lived a stone's throw away. Today it is called Keats House. In this very garden, he composed Ode to a Nightingale. Today it's a museum. Check out the opening hours online. Make sure it is open before you visit. There's a rather dark vein running through this video without me intending it, Keats being another young poet who died far too young at the age of 25 in 1821. Meanwhile, down on the South Bank, I'm here to visit the Royal Festival Hall. It's a great place to find free art, live music. There's always something going on. There's always a buzz here inside the festival hall. I'm here to check out the National Poetry Library up on the 5th floor. It always gives me a thrill to come back here, and a thrill to see the name and the rather handsome tome by a minor English poet on the shelves. I also love to check out the display table, where you can find lots of examples of recently published contemporary poetry and poetry anthologies. Well worth checking out. Another really curious thing about the National Poetry Library are the special collections inside these glass cases. This one is from the Poetry Pharmacy, the idea being that poetry as a form of medicine or remedy, a really great idea. There's also the wall of literary magazines to check out. And I also love to see some old familiar faces. This bust of Dylan Thomas, cast by Hugh Olaf de Wet. And of course, with so many wonderful things to do and see around London, there was bound to be at least one thing I would forget to mention. And that is Highgate Village up in North London. It is such a beautiful place, my favourite place to escape to for a couple, maybe a few quiet pints. There are wonderful pubs in the village. There's a great bookstore. And just up the road, there is an Oxfam, which is a charity shop, a thrift store, but this one's dedicated just to books. And yesterday, the Ghost Orchid, Michael Longley's collection, I purchased for just £3. That is about $4, I believe. It also has a wonderful literary history. I mean, in the cemetery, Karl Marx is buried alongside other political and literary luminaries. And I believe John Betjeman was a student at one time at Highgate School, where T.S. Eliot also taught. And A.E. Houseman was a long-time resident of Highgate, and a little while before him, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. It's a wonderful place to visit, great architecture, great beer, and great books. So please do also visit Highgate Village on your travels. And now I'm heading north to one of my favorite cities in the whole world. It's an absolutely stunning place architecturally. As you will see, I'm coming up these steps here, and you will see as we get to the top, what a beautiful city Edinburgh is. It has so much to offer as well, culturally, artistically, and poetically. It's well worth the 4.5-hour train journey. You can also take a plane here. But in many respects, Edinburgh has become a victim of its own success. The streets are absolutely heaving this time of year. For a couple of months out of the year, the residents have the place to themselves. August is not one of those months. It's impossible to walk anywhere in a straight line. Here on the Royal Mile, it is particularly busy, and there is a quieter part though to the Royal Mile, where I'm heading right now. Once you see the statue of the 18th century poet Robert Ferguson, you know you're heading in the right place. And just down this alleyway, Crichton Close, you're going to find the Scottish Poetry Library, which houses an extraordinary archive of poetry from the past, but also the present. It celebrates poetry in the Gaelic language, but also English language, international voices, and Scottish voices too. It's well worth heading here. It's also quite quiet and a great place to hang out and to get away from the hustle and bustle of Edinburgh while staying in the city. There's a great veranda out here too. Also, I'm delighted to say that the collection by a lesser known English poet is here on the stacks, on the shelves too. Always puts a smile on my face to see my own collection here in the Scottish Poetry Library. Now, Hollywood may have its Walk of Fame. There's something similar here on the streets of Edinburgh. Outside the Writers' Museum, you'll find the words of famous writers carved into the stone paving slabs. Quite extraordinary. Do follow me inside. I think the museum's well worth a visit. I also think it could learn something from the Scottish Poetry Library, in that, of course, it's an archive of writing from the past, but writing is alive because we read it. It should really house artifacts and also chart the journey of contemporary writers.
Welcome to the Writers' Museum.
Inside the main room here, there are 3 busts dedicated to Robert Burns, Sir Walter Scott, and Robert Louis Stevenson, all great writers in their own right. But you have to ask the question, where are the busts to the female poets of the past? There are plenty to choose from. Away from the hustle and bustle of Edinburgh, I'm relaxing here on the Fife coast before heading back to Los Angeles. Please do click on the like and the subscribe buttons if you've enjoyed the video this week. And of course, I'll be back very soon with more poetry content.